Hi everyone, my name is Aiden and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this week's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to turn this piece of shit into this glorious masterpiece. We're aging clothing. We're gonna age some clothing today. Halloween is coming up, or you could be like me and just like to dress up all of the time. I'm currently prepping for the Ren Fair. I am a college student getting a degree in musical theater without a steady income, so I can't afford to get fancy, hand-embroidered, perfectly designed, historically accurate costume pieces. It's just not gonna happen. I can't do it. Especially an undershirt. A freaking undershirt! So what I've resorted to is getting things for cheap and then modifying them to make them look as good as I can. Or in this case, like someone dragged it through a gutter. So this is the shirt I'm going to be aging today. It obviously looks pretty cheap, pretty clean. It's got metal eyelets. The fabric is very, very thin. It's from Amazon. Sometimes you do what you gotta do. I don't like Mr. Bezos. As you can see now, it looks incredibly clean and neat. It looks like a white button-up shirt that you're forced to buy for your 3rd grade choir concert and then proceed to wear it for every event because it's the only nice shirt you own, you know? It actually is more white than what you can currently see because I have a gray tank top on underneath. And obviously that's fine for certain characters. My character's a scrappy little homeless boy who just runs around in circles and steals shit from the villagers. Also, he died. It's a long story. And obviously his clothes aren't going to be clean. This shirt doesn't look like a life has been lived in it. It's currently whiter than the suburban town I grew up in, so we're gonna fix that through modifications. Let's get started on making this cheap shirt look a little bit better. Welcome to the bathroom that I share with 3 other people. So the first thing I did when it came to actually aging my shirt was to tea dye it. Tea dyeing things is really, really common when it comes to aging clothing. Tea dyeing is essentially dyeing your piece of fabric using tea instead of a fabric dye. It lessens the brightness of your fabric so it looks less brand new. It gives it a slight tint. It makes the colors a little more dull, and it's a lot less extreme than using fabric dye because fabric dye will have a much more vibrant color. All I did was boil some water in the kettle and pour it directly into my sink. I'm a college student. I don't have a big bowl. It did stain the sink. It did stain the sink. I just poured in some boiling water and then I used 3 tea bags and 2 coffee beans that I found on the floor by the kettle. I let that steep for about 15 minutes and then I removed my tea bags and I prepped my fabric. I removed the little string thingy that you use to lace up the opening and then I dunked it into the water and just fully submerged it. I left it in the tea mixture for 24 straight hours. I'm so sorry to my roommates. And after that time, I took it out, rinsed it out with cold water until the water ran clear and hung it up to dry by the shower. So that is where we are right now. Here's a little comparison. There are a few stains that I wasn't anticipating because the metal eyelets actually rusted and left sort of circular, more intense stains on the fabric. There's another one right here. I don't really mind it that much because again, it just makes it look more realistic. So yeah, the fabric itself has been dyed. We're going to do some more dyeing and painting later to make it look older. But before we do that, we're gonna do some modifications to the shirt itself. This shirt has metal eyelets and it looks like a costume because it's a costume. So what we're going to be doing is taking a needle and some embroidery thread and we're just gonna be going all the way around the eyelets to cover them up. It's gonna look like the eyelets themselves are made out of like brown stitches instead of being made out of metal. But it's also gonna give us a good pop of color, some good texture, and we're gonna cover up the cheap plasticky looking eyelets, which is gonna make it look more expensive. So it is the next day and I finished sewing around all of the eyelets. I think this looks a lot better. It definitely like does the little texture thing that I was hoping it would do. A little side by side so you can kind of see the difference. I also replaced the string that ties everything up with this fake leather. The last modification we're gonna do before we start aging things again is we are going to replace the buttons. Currently the buttons look like this. They're just really cheap white plastic buttons. And I'm just going to cut these off and replace them with these little also cheap plastic buttons, but they look cooler. It's sort of like a more bronzy wooden sort of look. So I'm working on aging the fabric with acrylic. I use a lot of really watered down acrylic along all of the edges and all the spots that I think would be aged. And then I'm taking a smaller brush and I'm putting more paint, less water on my brush, and just making little splotches that are slightly darker. The variation of pigments is going to make it look more realistic. Don't forget to make blobs, you know, not on the edges. Not all stains on an old piece of clothing would be on the edges. I have also taken to putting some paint on my brush and just like splatter painting some nice stains onto my fabric. But yeah, I think it's coming along quite nicely. As you can see, big improvement from what it looked like before. But yeah, I'm gonna flip it over, I'm gonna keep aging, and then when that is done, the shirt's finished. And I really need to finish it soon because I still have to make multiple more things in the fairs tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna work on the back and then the project's essentially gonna be finished. So I'm really excited for that. We did it! We finished the shirt. I'm wearing it. It's on my body. I'm a little lad who likes berries and cream. Honestly, I could not be more excited with how this turned out. There's a lot more you can do to age clothing, like tear up the edges. I could have tea stained it darker. But for what I'm going for and how this is gonna look color-wise compared to the rest of my costume, yes! I'm so excited! Let's do a little side-by-side comparison. Here is the before. As you can see, it is an incredibly white, clean-looking shirt, but now we have our new costume. It's obviously still not the most fancy thing in the world, but it definitely looks more hand-done. It looks more expensive. It looks more realistic. We added lots of good variation in color and texture. I'm a very, very strong believer that texture, both physically feeling texture and then texture when it comes to colors, are two of the most important things to make any cheaper costume look good, and I think we succeeded with that. And here's a nice side-by-side comparison of the shirt before and after we did all of our modifications. Obviously, one of them looks a little bit more Renaissance-y. We basically got rid of all of the plastic that was on this costume, which, you know, makes it look cool. And I'm just really, really excited for the Renaissance fair. Hopefully this goes to prove that really simple details can help elevate a costume. Anyway, I'm really happy with this. Oh my god. But I think that is the end of this video. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye! Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad who likes berries and cream.